you've ever looked at apartments in Japan, you'll probably notice that 80 to 90% of them will start to look pretty similar after a while. But there are some apartments called designers apartments. And these are apartments that are trying to go for something a bit different. They're trying something new. Some of them are great and some of them are terrible. Anyway, this apartment is one of those designer apartments and I could not love it anymore. I think it's just the coolest thing ever. I just feel like it's such a steal for the price that we're paying for it. Roughly we're paying 193,000 yen a month for this apartment, which I think is a very reasonable price for what we've got in the location that we're in. But it might be a lot to you, might not be a lot to you, but yeah. Welcome to the Genkan. Usually in Japanese houses, they have this little like recessed step and then this is where you take off your shoes. So technically, I shouldn't be standing here in my socks. Don't tell anyone. Anyway, here is where all the shoes are kept. Yeah, mostly my shoes, I'm just realizing. Interesting. At the bottom, we have my earthquake kit in case there's a big old earthquake, because we all know the big one's coming. And then coming around the corner, this is where I need to start blurring things because we have the best view ever. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. It's so beautiful. The lighting is just amazing. That was one of our prerequisites. We had to make sure that we had natural light and we just get the most incredible lighting in the morning especially. It's just beautiful. It's stunning. And then turning around to the other side, we have the bedroom. And that's pretty much it. Like it's kind of just like one giant rectangle of like an open layout. But I really love it because it just feels very spacious. So a lot of designer apartments kind of fit into this category and this one is also the same. They often have concrete walls and no storage. And this apartment is no exception to that. I already told you that's the only storage that we were given. So we bought a hydraulic bed with storage underneath it, and this is the best, honestly probably one of the best purchases that we made for this apartment. And it was gonna come up to be like $20,000, and then we're like, let's just check and see how much it would cost on Mercari, which is like it's kind of like Craigslist in Japan where you can like sell secondhand things. And someone was selling it for 30,000 yen. I can't believe that we just saved like $1,700 by looking online for secondhand. How good is that? The main attraction of the apartment that I fell in love with immediately is the concrete wall. It just looks so cool and modern and reminds me a lot of my favorite architects, Tadao Ando. You probably noticed these little dots everywhere and I looked it up and it's something to do with like the mold that holds the concrete in place while they're pouring it, something like that. And they usually fill in the holes, but the apartment has chosen to leave some of them open and there's this little screw inside, meaning that you can screw in hooks and hang stuff from it and kind of do whatever with it. It's such a cool feature. I kind of wish that like all of them were unfilled in so that we could like screw in more stuff, but it's really only like this row here. It's just so cool. I think it's great. And one of my favorite parts about the whole bedroom is this. So good. So this didn't come with the apartment. The apartment has just like regular blinds or whatever. So instead of getting curtains, we decided to get this. It does come down automatically because we figured out a way to connect it with like an app on your phone. So that's like our alarm now. That'll wake you up. So nice. On to the living room. This is our closet with clothing in the living room. Yes, I know, it's fine. It's fine, it blends in, it's all good. This is from IKEA, that is from IKEA. The table is from IKEA. The couch is from Nitori though, against all odds. It's pretty much exactly the same as the IKEA couch. I don't know who copied who there. But yeah, it's a pretty good couch. You can still feel like a very clear dividing, like a piece of wood here. And one day I'm scared I'm just gotta like sink all the way down into the bottom. But the best part about it is you can pull out this bottom section and it turns into a double bed for guests. How good. And then there's also storage underneath the seat too. We love hidden storage. I don't know if you're noticing a theme here. And these are some prints from 3 of our favorite movies of all time. I found the prints on Etsy, just like different artists. See if you can guess what movies they are. I think this one's pretty obvious. I think you might get that one. This one, unless you've seen the movie, you probably won't get it at all. And then this one, even if you have seen the movie, you might not get it. So let me know. Let me know in the comments if you can guess what movies these are. This plant is majestic. I love it. I love it so much. It's beautiful. It's massive. It's taller than me. You've done it. I can't believe it. I think I bought it in like 2020 Oh, it's my COVID baby. It was one of those like little tiny IKEA plants that you sit on your table and it just grew so big. Look what happens when you give something room to shine. This is a pot plant that I will eventually put a plant in, but for now it just sits there. This is like a little resin tray thing from a company called Science Shape, and they are the same company that made this beautiful, majestic, oh my gosh, I love it so much, my favorite table in the world. I will never let you go. Check out the link in the description for everything. I'll just like link it there. They're really quite like eco-conscious, and like they don't cut down trees, they just wait for it to fall naturally, and they use like an eco resin kind of, I don't know how it all works, but it's beautiful. Wow. And this is my other favorite corner of the apartment. Look at it. Oh, it's so cute. I just got this little guy off Etsy. Then we've got like a, you know, standard white girl candle and some beautiful dried flowers. I really love dried flowers. In here we just keep like the Switch and controllers and games and that kind of thing. And now that it's getting darker, I can show you the coolest lamp ever. Ooh, isn't it fancy? And now onto the disappointment of the apartment, the kitchen. Womp, womp, wow. This is not a good kitchen, man. This didn't come with the apartment, obviously. Neither did the fridge, obviously. It's just this. And there's no, I don't know if you can notice. I don't know if you can notice, but there's no storage under the sink. Why would there be? It's a designer's apartment. Do it yourself, I guess. I don't know why they don't provide it. I guess it's like cheaper, or it makes it look more slick and cool, but there's no storage underneath the sink. It's awkwardly deep, you know, it goes all the way deep back there. No furniture I can find online goes that deep. We talked about like going to IKEA and getting like a custom made one, because apparently they do that. All of their drawer systems are very, very shallow. Like they don't go very deep. We tried to get one like custom designed to put it under here, and it was still like gonna leave a whole like 50 centimeters of space at the back of it. Another reason it sucks, we've only got 2 burners and they're so close together, no matter what combination of pots and pans you use, it will always be pushing one off the other. It's not good. So I don't know what the solution is. Put your suggestions in the comments. Are there any carpenters watching this video? Is there anyone out there that wouldn't mind making us a custom drawer? I'll pay you for it, obviously. We just don't know what to do. Like the kitchen's bad, guys. So over here we've got coffee grinder, coffee beans, a kettle, and a mystery machine. What could it be? It's a rice cooker. There's still some leftover rice in there. Something off Amazon, because we knew we'd probably have to leave it on top of the bench, so we wanted to make sure that it looked nice being on the bench. But yeah, you know, it's fun. Something different, I guess. This is my massive, majestic bird's paradise. I don't actually know what it's called as a plant. It did get a little bit damaged, unfortunately, in the move from Osaka. They even said that when they were loading it into the van. They were like, it's definitely gonna break, I think. It was touching the roof of our previous apartment in Osaka. Now look at it. Now look at it. I can't even touch it. This picture right here is actually a drawing of my old apartment. So my friend in Australia, Sarah, she's really good at drawing like shop fronts and the outside of people's homes and stuff like that. So she asked me to send her a photo of my apartment. And then, yeah, she drew it out for me. It's got like all of the details. Like there was like a Lawson downstairs and a Domino's. I love it so much. I love having like personalized artwork on the wall that's got like memories. The bathroom, kind of unusual, but yeah, like zero storage, not under there, not behind the mirror. So we bought this little like IKEA cupboard thing, which I don't hate. I think it's fine. I do love that we've got the concrete wall even in the bathroom. The funniest feature about this whole entire apartment you would never expect. So you go in, the light is just your standard like cool tone fluorescent kind of color. What could that button do? It changes the color temperature of the light in the shower. When I first saw this, I was like, you're joking. What a useless feature. I actually low-key love it. I don't know if I would choose this over just like getting some storage in the kitchen, but I do like that feature. Yeah, we do have a bathtub. It's very small, but you know, we don't really actually take baths. We filled it with water because the big earthquake is coming to Tokyo at some point. Yeah, Chris's mum said it'd be good to fill up the bathtub with water so that you can use it to flush the toilet, which is something that I never actually thought about before. It's a very good tip. And this is my little teeny tiny working from home desk. Look at it, isn't it cute? And the best part about it is the mermaid chair. She bought it, let's go. I just like fell in love. I was like, this is the coolest chair ever, man. I don't know, but it's pink, you know? Is Chris not gonna like to have such a feminine energy in the house? But then I realized, I'm in the house. So he actually really likes it. He thinks it just looks really cool. He didn't mind the fact that it's pink. I really like interior design, and I think I've done my best with the space. I'm really proud of it so far, but I'm still a bit like, how to not make it so feminine. Chris likes it. Everyone's happy. I'm sure it's fine. Anyway, we would have gotten like a proper like ergonomic office chair and everything, but we really, I just realized the lighting's changed again because like the sun is going down, it's reflecting off a building. Oh, look at this beautiful lighting. To whom do I owe the pleasure for this space? Anyway, yeah, we don't need a proper office chair here because I have an office now. Yay! I feel like you're probably really sick of hearing me talk about this because I've mentioned it in the past couple of videos, but I'm just so excited. In a world where everybody wants to work from home, I feel like I'm the only person who wants to go to work. So exciting. It's actually much larger than I thought that we were going to be able to get for the money that we were hoping to spend on it. I was really happy that there's carpet on the floor. The building's not so old, so I'm not like worried about earthquakes and stuff. Previous to having this office, when we were living in Osaka, Chris and I used to share one desk and it was, recommend it. Oh, so much better. I love having my own desk. Wow, what a concept. Speaking of the desk, this one is from a company called Flexispot, who sent me the desk, this wonderful chair, and the sofa. So they're kind of a sponsor, kind of not really. They're not paying me, but I did get the stuff for free, keep that in mind. This is the E7 Pro desk. It's a standing desk, and this is my first time ever having a standing desk, and it's great. It's a real game changer. It makes a huge difference to like my posture and like just how I feel at the end of the day. The legs are made, what was the word? Automotive grade steel, which I don't really know what that means, but they're thick and they're very sturdy, and the power that the desk has is actually insane. I know that it can lift all of this gear attached to it and me at the same time.
It's not bad.
Chris also has a standing desk, but that's from the other large furniture retailer that Shantmi mentioned in this portion of the video. But that one definitely cannot hold as much weight, definitely not. And you're a lot more limited with like the kinds of desktops that you can put on it. They're like very similar prices, but a pretty big difference in quality in my opinion. They've also got like a 30-day return window if you don't like it, and a 15-year warranty, like if it breaks or something like that. If you'd like to get your hands on this beautiful desk, then you can use my code YTE7P50. I don't know why that's the code, but it is, and it'll get you $50 off an E7 Pro standing desk. So yeah, go and check out like the link in the description. I think it's just flexispot.com. My desk chair, this is the other Flexispot gift for me, which was very kind of them, and this is the C7 Pro. My previous chair it did the job for a bit, but it didn't help my posture at all. Like I just find myself in general sitting with way better posture than I normally do. Every single part of the chair is adjustable in some way or another. I can adjust the headrest to be very like upright. We've got this lumbar support in the back. I can like lock it forward or lock it back. The seat itself can like tip forward. The bottom cushion that you're sitting on, but it slides forward and back. The armrests can be moved side to side and forward and back. And there's also my favorite part of the chair. I got a footrest. How good is this? Wow, look at that. It's very over the top. It's like almost over-engineered for a chair, but man, I would not send this one back. It is so nice. You can choose between a cushioned chair or this kind of mesh that I've got. The mesh is very breathable and it's kind of like bouncy in a way, very sturdy, very supportive. The C7 also has a 30-day return window and a 10-year warranty. Onto the gear itself, this is the Apple M2 Pro, I do believe, and this is like an Acer monitor. I originally bought this monitor because it's supposed to be really good at like color matching, like to the laptop. It should be very similar, but in the end, they just do all color grading on my laptop anyway, so it didn't really matter that it's not quite the same, but anyway, it's pretty good. I don't know, Quintus, I don't know, but it's just like a light that shines onto here and it makes it a little bit easier on your eyes, as is this LED light that we've just got off Amazon that sticks to the side of the desk. These wall panels are just from Amazon. They're supposed to be like sound deadening, but I don't know actually how much sound deadening they actually do. They're mostly just for decoration. I'm fully committed to the fact that when I take them off the wall, I'm pretty certain that they're gonna take the wallpaper off with them, but it's fine. I've committed to it. It's okay. We've also got ourselves a nice little candle warmer here so that I don't like burn down the office by accident, but I can still smell all of the beautiful scents. This is my beautiful Monstera. Look at it. Oh, it's so pretty. Wow, look at these. This is a brand new one. Look at that color. Oh, So nice. Up here we've got, which one is it? The Amarin P60X. And I've just got it on this easy rig, which is really sturdy. It's really quite good. So I say it's like sturdy and it's like, whoa. It's really strong is the word I should say. I can mount my light there. I can actually put this camera on there if I want to as well. It's nice, it just adds a little extra light if I need to, if I want to film something sitting at the desk. This is my new microphone and it sounds beautiful. This is the Shure M7 Plus Pro. Maybe. It's a very luxurious sounding microphone. This is a Amazon. Don't worry about it, it's fine. Here we have a beautiful matching notebook and pen. This pen is like way over the top. It's just so pretty. This is my Christmas present one year. I was like, Chris, I want a really expensive pen for Christmas. And that's what I got. Just got some cute little trinkets here. I can't remember where we got these from actually, but I like these two because they look like that movie poster, movie logo icon, something like that. We got a little Jeep, obviously, and then a little queen because she was one of the most fun characters at Tokyo Disney. And this is a beautiful pot that I found recently. I just think it's like so cool and pretty, but I haven't yet found a plant that will fit in it. Eventually I will have a plant in here and it's gonna look adorable. And that's it for my desk setup. Oh, and I've got the Apple headphones. They give me a headache because they're just so heavy. I shoved some sponge in it and got this little cover thing from Amazon. And it's definitely better, definitely like much easier on my head, but I still get a headache when I use it, so I can't use it for really long times, but Chris doesn't seem to have too much of an issue with it, but still, I don't know, not the greatest purchase. I don't know if I would really recommend it, honestly. Cable management isn't the best, isn't the worst. This is the worst of it for sure. I think this is for the microphone. The desk comes with this little cover here. Oh no, it's all coming out, shoved in there. There's a lot going on under here. I don't know, I'm doing my best, but it could be a lot better. It's basically a glorified alarm clock. I think it's called like a Pomodoro timer, but you can set whatever, time you want. Pomodoro is basically like you work for 25 minutes and then you take a break for 5 minutes, work for 25, break for 25. Wait, what? And it's supposedly like a more productive way of working. Anyway, I don't use it too often, but it's cool to have. And then this is the very exciting part of the office that I worked really hard on, like putting together so many different like Pinterest boards about what kind of style I wanted it to be. I decided I wanted to get a lot of color, obviously, and having a gallery wall, which is my first time having a gallery wall, and it's a lot harder. There's many ways to do gallery walls. How do you think I did? I feel like everything should have just been like 5 centimeters lower, just like so that it looks better on camera. But overall, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm happy that everything is quite personal and it's kind of fun to collect little memorabilia from different videos and projects and things that I work on. This is actually an illustration that I got an artist to make for me because I thought I was gonna put it on some shirts. And I did put it on some shirts, but then I wasn't sure if they felt kind of like feminine or something. I just couldn't put my finger on why I didn't quite like it. But I love the design like on paper. I think it looks beautiful. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't really know what to do with it, so I put it on the wall. This is a poster from Johnny Harris. He's got a poster called All Maps Are Wrong. From a distance, they kind of just look like cows, which I'm not mad about. I think that's cute. I made this poster myself. It's kind of a play on the Antisocial Social Club. I was really proud of it when I made it. This is my helmet. It's my first time ever owning a helmet in Japan, which is kind of strange if you think about it. I should have owned a helmet a long time ago, but I don't know, in Osaka, it's always like felt very, very safe. Mostly just riding on the footpath. It's very flat, very open, heaps of space. But then in Tokyo, you pretty much have to ride on the road most places. So yeah, everything feels way sketchier, so I bought a helmet. This is one of my favorite posters that I've got at the moment, and this is from one of my favorite YouTubers at the moment, actually. Elliot is a cool guy. His videos are so freaking funny. I don't know how he does it. It can't be a YouTuber's gallery wall without the YouTube plaque, obviously. I'm really losing a lot of the lettering there. And then this one is a photo from like one of Chris's and my first like trips together. I mean, I don't know, I feel like I was gonna replace the photo with something, I don't know what yet, but that'll do for now. The couch, I love the couch. It's actually so comfortable. It doesn't sit up very high, so I'm not sure I would have it like in my lounge room per se, but so comfy, and I love the color. I love that it's like this like texture, which is really nice. The carpet, wow. I mean, the rug. The rug is so comfortable. It's like this really soft feathery kind of fabric, and I've always wanted to have it like in my own apartment, but it's so not practical because it's really hard to clean and it's gotta look awful after a while. But if it's for an office, it doesn't really have to be practical, it just has to be comfortable and like look good. And it's so comfy, man. I love it. I love it so much. Oh, and I nearly forgot one of my favorite parts. A little disco ball mushroom. How cool is that? This room actually gets like pretty decent light at the right times of day. It makes like these really cool patterns on the wall. Look how pretty it looks. Speaking of light, giant softbox and very powerful, really freaking amazing light by Aperture. It's the Amaran 1100XS. I would never be able to have this in an apartment, which is, you know, another reason why I love having an office, because I don't have to pack it away. It just makes faces and skin look so nice, so much nicer than having like a little tiny like Amaran. This is the one that we were using mostly before. We do have another light and it's a stick. We use it sometimes. It's very powerful. It's also got RGB and a bunch of other like features and stuff like that. So we can use it for photo shoots or some kind of very particular lighting. We'll use it for that sometimes, but it's good. Over time, my light collection grows. I'm as tired. And I nearly forgot to talk about the ice cream. I was trying to think of things to buy that would be like a cool decoration piece in the office that's kind of Japan, but it's not like so in your face. I'm not like putting up a big, you know, torii gate in the back or something like that. And then I thought, oh my God, an ice cream, perfect. I looked on Mercari and someone was selling it for Nima yen and I was like, sweet, I must take that. And then as soon as I bought it and put it on Instagram, everyone was like, oh, is this like a collaboration with Emma from Tokidoki Traveler? And I was like, wait, what? I watched one of her videos recently and I was like, oh no, she's had the ice cream lamp for a really long time on her channel. I completely forgot about it, completely slipped my mind. I messaged Emma about it and I was like, I'm really sorry, I don't want you to think that I copied you or anything, but I bought an ice cream lamp. She's very cool about it. She said like, you know, she got the idea from a friend of hers. She said ice cream is to be shared with everyone or something like that. It was very nice of her. On to the less exciting corner of the office, and it's just stuff. You know, got this desk recently just on Amazon. This is Chris's beautiful picture from Hokkaido. These are from IKEA. I won't open that. This is Chris's. This is not because it's like not good. Mine looks worse than yours. I wish this was like a lot more aesthetically pleasing than it is. Chris's looks much nicer. Wow, look at that. I mean, yeah, this is just like, you know, general storage. This is a shelf from IKEA. It's really good actually. I quite like it. And yeah, we just like chuck all the charging and everything. This corner doesn't have to look so nice because we don't look at it very long. We've got the world's tiniest kitchen. This is probably the worst sink and like faucet I've ever used. It constantly drips. The apartment charges us 3,000 yen a month for water. Like, I don't know why. I think it's just a way that they can get extra money without putting it into the price of the apartment. But anyway, they charge us 3,000 yen a month for water, so we don't care that it drips constantly. There's no heating on that, but we have an induction stove, which we never use. We're pretty much just like microwave things or toast things or make it with hot water. We also have a teeny tiny fridge that fits perfectly in this little space. Not by accident. I looked far and wide for this. And this is the cupboard of shame. So this is like the main reason that I tell people that you shouldn't trust my opinion on food, because I eat this for lunch most of the time. To be honest, it was when I was stuck in Australia when my visa was rejected and I was waiting for months and months and months to hear from anything. I was losing hope and I was very depressed. I lost all interest and all appetite in food, like just zero interest in food. And then since coming back, my appetite has come back, but my interest, there is still no interest. I don't really care for food too much. I just, most of the time, I don't want to be hungry anymore and I don't want to eat like crappy, unhealthy food. So I've got Hyuru, which is, yeah, it's just like a meal replacement shake. I don't know, I wouldn't say it's great, but it does the job, I guess. And then we have Carissa's desk.
Hey.
Would you like to talk us through your setup?
Everything is hand-me-down stuff. This used to be Hannah's desk.
No, this is from IKEA. Yeah, this is Grovemade. This is the same company that made my fancy pen and notebook over there.
Do you want me to talk about specs or like?
Just like
deep do we want to go?
As deep as you want to go, as deep as it needs to go.
MacBook Pro.
Why does it sound so dirty?
Pretty much MacBook Pro M1.
Is that M1?
Yeah, M1 Pro. This
true, the cover.
Is a skin, there it is. Inspired by MKBHD's editor.
What's the company again? Ridge? No, it's not Ridge. What's the other one? Dbrand. Yeah. I have a skin as well. I like it because it has texture.
No fancy light. I want to get a light in the back, but this setup's pretty much similar to yours. It's just more messier.
Wait, you've got a PC. You haven't mentioned the PC.
Oh, yeah.
It's still in the cardboard box.
Still in the box.
Because you only use it like once a year.
Bring it out whenever tax season comes, because Tax Japan website doesn't work on Macs.
So we keep one PC to do our taxes on. This door, the toilet for this office, it's just comically small. It feels like a, you know, like a magic eye museum kind of thing where it's like eye tricks or whatever, where it makes the door looks really tiny, but then you walk up to it and it's normal size or something. It feels like that. Like, why is it comically small? I don't understand.
Let's open this way.
Yeah, and I don't know why it opens that way as well. But yeah, this is pretty much what the filming setup will look like, somewhat, you know, more or less. There's a bit of sunlight coming through. We might change things here or there. We've filmed a couple of things here so far and it looks beautiful, but yeah. This is how it looks. So it's obviously incredibly exciting, and I've said that so many times, it's exciting to have an office, but obviously compared to what we had in Osaka, this is a big upgrade. It's actually the first time that I've ever purposefully upsized in like my apartment and the money that I'm spending every month. But I am pretty confident that it's gonna pay off in various ways. I've got so much more separation from work and home, and I feel like I'm less likely to get burnt out doing it this way. Also, another very exciting addition to all of this is that Chris and I have officially started a company. We are now business owners here in Japan. Obviously, it like incorporates everything that I do with the YouTube channel, but we're also starting to work with other companies as a video production company to create videos for them, for their brand, or you know, whatever promotional material or whatever they want to make that has nothing to do with my YouTube channel. It'll be very separate. We've started to do that. We've got our first client very soon and talking to different brands and things like that. Very, very, very exciting. So, you know, if you're in Japan and you want some videos made for whatever purpose, let us know, because we know what we're doing. And now we've actually got the equipment to do it. Everything is kind of coming together in the way that I've wanted it to for a really long time. But at the same time, it's nerve-wracking. I've never, never spent this much money like on like a monthly basis, but I guess that's just part of growing up. Things get more expensive as things expand, but I'm pretty confident that it's gonna pay off in one way or another in the future. But yeah, there'll be links in the description for like everything listed in this video. I'm pretty sure a lot of them will be affiliate links, so keep that in mind, blah, blah, blah. Thanks again to Flexispot for sending me the desk and this couch and the chair and everything. Wow, we've been here in Tokyo for like 4 months now, and I feel like we're only just starting to get it all properly set up. It's huge. Like starting the company as well, so much paperwork. Chris is an absolute powering through all of the bureaucracy that is necessary for doing these things. I'm so thankful for him, and I'm also extremely thankful for you guys watching. Supporting the channel means so much to me. I'm really happy. I'm really happy with the life that we've built and for where it's gonna go. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and like and blah, 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 and I'll see you next time. Bye.